Hi, everybody. Welcome back from our year-long break. This is Below Decksports, a podcast that recaps current Below Deck seasons with two Midwest millennial siblings. I'm Morgan.
I'm Lane.
And today we're recapping Below Deck Med Season 8, Episode 14, Caught Red-Handed. Right? Red. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were going to
Caught Reed-handed.
I thought they were going to, use some clever wordplay in there, but they didn't.
They did. Red is spelled R-E-A-D.
Oh, it's not that clever.
Cat hair on my microphone. I wonder.
Oh, jeez.
You know, Peanut was recording his podcast while we were on a break, so I get it.
Yeah, I heard that Joe Rogan actually interviewed him.
It's a very up-and-coming podcast, very popular among long-haired black cats. But no, the title is Caught Red-Handed, spelled R-E-A-D, and I think that's because of like Luka's texts.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I was like, wait, I knew it. I knew why it was that.
Yeah, because all the texts. And we actually, I think we kind of disagree on a part of that.
Mm-hmm. From your text last night.
Yeah. I really wanted to get into it, but I was like, we got to save it for the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. So the way our episodes work is we start with two quick fun questions for each other based on this week's episode, and then once we get into the episode we focus on 2 to 4 main points throughout. The topics I have for today is everyone is sick.
Yeah, literally.
Sandy calling Luka out in the crew mess.
Yeah.
/ the Jess and Luka drama.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing.
Pretty much.
And everybody getting along ?
Yeah, that was just a weird night out.
Well, it's too good to be true because they're going to reintroduce Natalia and there's going to be a whole thing. But like, I'm here for them all getting along. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love it, but it's not going to last.
It doesn't seem like it's, I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. It's below deck.
Yeah.
Luka could intentionally sink the boat for all we know.
He would never do that.
It's below deck. Anyone can do anything.
Captain Sandy will sink the boat. She's like, I'm done.
I'm over this bullshit.
Okay. Ready for the questions?
Yeah.
I have 2.
I have like 3, but I didn't want. I just one up to you, and I'm sorry, but I actually do have 3.
I actually have 4.
I actually have 5.
Dang it. I actually have 6.
I wrote 1,000 questions.
Did you miss the pod?
Yeah, I did.
It's crazy.
I was really looking forward to this.
It sucked because our original plan was we were gonna record a bonus episode for you guys, and it just never worked.
We just didn't have time. The holiday season was just crazy.
It was, and like, yeah, it was like Christmas, and I suppose we could have done it like the week of Christmas, but like, no, we were so busy, and then the week of New Year's, I went to Nashville. And then you went to your friends this last weekend. It was just like, we just kept missing each other. So we will do that for you guys. Maybe even like during the season, like.
That's what I was thinking. If we just get, we're feeling squirrely on like a Friday night.
Yeah.
And we just want to record with Brad.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll give that to you guys if we end up doing that. And then there also might, I don't know, maybe we should know this. There might be some sort of break between Med and regular Below Deck, but there also might not. Because I don't know that there was a break between Down Under and Med.
I think there was like a week, and that's why we did the bonus episode.
Okay, so maybe
a week or
we'll
two.
Have to look. I'm not sure if you can see my cats on camera right now.
I don't think you can. I think Brad framed it really small.
They're right next to me.
Yeah.
And they might start fighting.
We might get a cameo.
One might. Yep, you definitely can see him now.
Oh, he's gonna fall.
He's not gonna fall. But if he does, that would be great for me.
It
would be great for the podcast.
I'm saving that clip.
He might rip all of our audio equipment down too, so.
He might.
Who knows? Anyways, that was my first question. Obviously not really a question. Do you think the guac was good?
That is a really good question. It
took about 45 minutes to make.
45 minutes?
Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it was like 30. But.
I'd believe it. 30 to 45 minutes. I mean, they were like, did she die?
Yeah, did she jump off the boat?
I think it was probably good, but it probably wasn't anything like crazy good like Jack would do.
Because I was going to say, those guests were obviously outspoken about their like whether they liked things or not.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they would tell the poor fourth stew that's making them guac at midnight that her guac was bad.
Yeah.
Like,
you know,
you have to be a real asshole to do that.
why bother? I mean, it's drunk food. She went out of her way to make it.
She
Just
did.
Be nice.
It was made with love.
Yeah, and a lot of stupidity from Max.
From Max.
He's like,
Maybe it was a language barrier. Maybe he didn't understand.
okay, lemon and lime are very different words.
Yeah, but maybe not in French.
One's yellow and one's green, and she wasn't speaking French.
Yeah, that was funny. But all right, what you got?
Can I start with a prediction?
Sure.
And then I'll give you my question?
Mm-hmm. There's no rules here.
That's true. I'm 33% of this. Don't you forget it.
33?
Yeah, me, you, and Brad.
Oh, Brad's 33%.
He's a producer.
Okay.
I think, because this isn't the last charter, right? There's one more charter.
No, yeah. There's more. I think they go through the whole month of January, so.
I think somehow, some way, they're going to get Katie on the boat to work.
To work?
Yeah.
That's a decent prediction. I don't know. It's funny because we don't see Katie in any upcoming attractions.
Yeah, we don't.
Which is interesting. Or maybe, obviously, it's either they were just texting for a couple days, or you're right, and they just haven't shown.
I think, because I was thinking about that too, and I'm like, they haven't shown anything because they're burying the lead and she's going to work on the boat.
But who would be gone? Like maybe Kyle just finally is like, I can't do this.
So this is where it kind of falls down a little bit.
Okay.
The interior is pretty much fine up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle's better, Jess is fine, Lily's fine, Toomey's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But the deck team, all they have basically right now is Luka and Max.
Right.
And I don't know if Katie has any experience on the deck or if like Lily had experience on the deck.
Maybe that's a good point.
Maybe they would move one of them out there and then bring Katie into the interior.
That's the only way it could. So
Yeah.
Katie's like a chief stew. She'd never go to the deck, I don't think.
Probably not. I doubt she would have any experience.
Or that she'd go from chief stew to just normal deckhand.
I mean, but she's worked with Captain Sandy before, and everyone that's worked with her, like,
Is she working a boat though? That could be a hang up in your theory.
They kind of mention that, but it doesn't seem like she is.
Yeah.
She might be though. So it could be completely wrong.
This is a crazy theory. Yeah, if you're right about this, then you're pretty good at these predictions, but so right now, we're in my office with both of my cats. We usually don't let them in here. We don't let them stay. The one, Peanut, that has the podcast, is over at the door right now, rolling around like it's fun that this door is closed and that he's locked in here. I don't know what he is doing, but he's distracting me.
He's a weirdo.
He's so weird.
And then you got Nomad just hanging out,
Staring at a wall.
staring at a wall,
Yep.
being a nice cat.
Yep.
Then you got Spaz over there.
Yeah, he's special. But yeah, so the only way that could work is you're right, is if like Lara's got to go, Haley's not coming back because she's sick. But again, the way this episode ended was she's like, "Can I call you to Captain Sandy?" I'm guessing she's gonna be like, "I'm fine, I'm coming back."
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I mean, yeah, at this point, you don't like when you have like a stomach bug, it doesn't last a week and a half. It lasts like 2 to 3 days and then you're dehydrated, but you're fine.
Yeah. I don't know. They've been getting a lot of these like throwing up ones, like sicknesses or food poisoning or whatever. I don't know if it's a typical thing or not.
They do drink a lot.
Yeah. All right. So the beginning of the episode starts out with Captain Sandy calling Max out. I mean, this goes the way I predicted it was going to go. I don't want pasta. It's hard for me to digest, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm basically being a baby, and I'm going to own that I'm being a baby. That I think I'm entitled to be a baby because I'm hungry and tired, like everybody else isn't.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I think that's what bothers me the most is like, I'm not saying he can't be hungry and angry and fed up, but it doesn't give you the right to be an asshole like he thinks it does.
Yeah.
He's like, no, this is exactly why I can be an asshole. Like,
I know he puts all of his like all of his necessities over everybody else's.
Yep. You're getting distracted by the cat too. I should have known this was going to happen. When we started recording, I was like, they can stay. And I should have known that it's fine. There's just going to be a cat in this episode.
Featuring Peanut.
From
Peanut's Playhouse.
Then he walks away from Captain Sandy and she says, don't walk away, come back.
Yeah, he's a real dick about it.
He's a real dick about it. And then Captain Sandy's just like cool about it.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, interesting.
I mean, yeah, she's just a really good leader. And
do you agree with what she did?
I think she could have been a little bit harder on him.
Yeah, I think she could have been like, hey, I get you're tired and hungry. I can, empathize with that. But that doesn't give you the right to... that doesn't give you the right to... God damn it, this cat.
We need a Peanut cam.
We do. That would bring a whole nother element to this. I can't even explain what he's doing right now. Look at him.
He just knocked something off the table.
It's my phone, those pop socket things.
Sockets, yeah.
I have a magnet on the back of my phone, but then we use my phone to record this, so I always have to take it off. Well, he knocked it down and was biting it. So, Peanut intermission. There we go. Let's get back on track. No, so I agree. I think she could have been a little bit more like, "Hey, that's not okay."
Yeah.
I don't know, but I could be wrong. Maybe what she did was the exact right thing to do.
She's also kind of backed into a corner.
Right. She can't really.
Because she's down one deckhand.
Ooh, you're right.
There's no way. Well, at this point in the episode, she's down one deckhand. And at this point in the season, apparently, I mean, I would know. I've worked a lot of boats.
Mm-hmm. You've also captained a lot of boats. Yep.
Several. But I'm guessing at this point in the season, there's not a lot of people like, hey, I'll hop on your boat.
Right. You're right. She does have to be a little cautious, unfortunately.
Yeah. Because he's a big baby.
Because he's a big baby. He can't leave. She needs him.
Unless he wants to be on our podcast, then you did the right thing. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that.
You'd never...
I would never lie about my opinion of a crew member just to get them on the show.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
But also... that doesn't mean they can't come on the show, we've been pretty upfront with that. We don't personally hate anybody. We're talking about these people kind of like they're characters because they are.
Kind of, yeah.
It's a show.
Yeah.
Anywho, Lily is now the saving grace and everybody loves her. And Toomey is like, yeah, I knew it all along. She just needed time.
That I wrote paragraphs about this. I'm not going to read the whole paragraphs, but it's like, Toomey, since Lily got on the boat, it's like, she doesn't know what she's doing.
Yep. Can I just fire her? I
don't have time to teach her. Mm-hmm. What am I, the Chiefs do? I have to teach her. And now she actually knows what she's doing. She's figured it out on her own. Yeah. She's like, see my little project over there? That was all me. And we're like, Toomey, shut up.
I know. I agree. I kind of feel the same way. I'm like, Toomey, come on, girl. You could at least be like, yeah, I didn't think this was going to happen, but I'm really happy it did.
At least and it's the opposite of what leaders need to do.
Yeah.
When there's a problem, it's your fault. When there's good things, it's your employees that did it. I know there's a better way to say that.
Right.
But I kind of forgot to write that down.
Yeah.
And I haven't been keeping up with my notes at all.
The notes you write meticulously and then don't read.
I really do. I have bullet points. It's crazy.
Yeah, you do. You put a lot of effort into those.
I do, and then I don't look at them.
I know. It's so weird because I put very minimal effort into mine, and we always go off of mine.
Yeah. I don't know.
Mine just disappeared too. The screensaver popped up. So
Yeah, I was wondering what
I was going to be like, Arnar. Oh,
Arnar.
no. Did I just press something on my mic? This is a mess. We got cats running around everywhere.
Welcome back.
We got my computer freezing. Not freezing, but... Okay, here we go. Yeah, more of me talking about how Max is a toddler.
He really is.
But I guess I don't have anything else. But Lara does say, go suck on your thumb.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I've been saying. She said that literally after I typed the word like toddler. And I was like, same. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
And she's just like me in that situation where I would probably like be like, well, I have to do it because the like big baby's not going to do it and somebody's got to do it. So
yeah. And then, later on, he's like, I was going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, you weren't. And if you did, you were going to bitch and moan the whole time.
Right. And then something happens where they're like, oh, we got a doc, but you can go back to bed right after it. And I was like, watch, he's going to complain, even though they literally told him he could go to bed, right? Like do it and then go back to bed. But he didn't. I don't think they showed it if he did. But
yeah, I think they tried to make it look like he did. But then you have like Laura who helped Doc. Tried to go back to bed, felt bad about it, and then went back up on the deck to help Luka.
Ugh. I know, and you can tell she's like so sick too. Like,
oh yeah.
You know that feeling of your whole body just hurting.
Yeah, it hurts and it's hot, and then you finally get cold, and then you're really fucking cold, and yeah.
I know.
Everyone, yeah.
It's awful. Okay. So then we go to it kind of shows us the texts between like Luka and Katie, and he says, according to Sandy, I have a crush on Katie because I know her.
Yeah.
Captain Sandy is like Dad.
Oh my God. Can I tell a quick story about Dad?
Sure.
He is smooth as molasses.
He really is.
One time I was talking to this girl, and they worked in like similar fields, so they saw each other from time to time. And he knew I was talking to this girl, and they show up to the same like job site, and she has her back turned, and he just wants to.
Oh no!
He has his phone out, and he wants to take a picture of her, like older people do. Like you just take a picture of someone, like I saw this person. But by the time he got his phone out and the camera app open,
she's standing right in front of him.
She's standing in front of him like, what the hell? And he just goes like this, and she just awkwardly smiles. And then he sends me the picture. I'm like, what's the backstory on this, Dad? She's not texting me back.
No, yeah, no. And then Dad'll say something like, oh, I don't know why Lane can't get a girlfriend. Like, I don't know, maybe because you're taking up close and personal pictures of them without their consent.
Leave them alone, Dad.
Another story that I don't think I told you, which it's not even really a story. It was more of just a comment that he made. But we were all at this bar, like me and Lane and our parents and my husband. And Lane's like playing darts with this girl the bartender or whatever. And Dad comes and sits next to me. He's like, Lane has to know she has a crush on him, right? And I'm like, I don't know, Dad. Like, they look like they're just hanging out. He's like, ugh. I'm like, yeah, because you're so great at picking up on stuff. I think I actually did say that. And he did laugh. Sometimes you don't know if jokes are going to land with our dad.
You never know.
But I was like, yeah, Dad, because you're such an expert at that. And he's like,
and then like 5 minutes later, he went to the bathroom like, no, I told him multiple times I knew what I was doing.
Yes.
And I did.
Yep. He thinks he knows, though.
Yep.
So anyway, that goes into Captain Sandy being the exact same way.
Yeah.
Okay, so my thoughts, we're getting into the galley, or not the galley, the crew mess.
Yeah.
When they're all sitting there and Luka's texting and she's like, is that your girlfriend, Luka? And it's like such a parent thing to say. Yeah. She's totally like, I mean, that's their relationship, like kind of like a mother-son, like work mom type thing.
It's kind of like that, yeah.
And everybody's faces, I started cracking up.
Everyone was like.
Chef Jack was like. And then Jess's face was like.
Yeah.
And Toomey was like.
Yeah, Toomey, who doesn't like to get involved in the drama, was like, oh my God, where's my tea?
Probably, if I was there though, I probably couldn't have like kept it together.
No.
I probably would have been like,
I'd have been like,
oh my God. So I was cracking up at that because I think Captain Sandy was oblivious to it all.
I don't think so.
But you don't think so?
No, because
you think the producers told her?
No, but like Captain Sandy knows everything.
That's what I thought. I was like, man, like Luka and Jess haven't really even been hiding it. The only thing is like when people decide they're going to be on like a boatman's, like a relationship, because we've seen that before, right? Too, where they're like glued to each other's sides. They sleep in the same bed every night. Like they are kind of like in a relationship, quote unquote. Jess and Luka isn't even really that because they don't spend like every night together. They don't like cuddle in the tip meetings. Like they're not like holding hands. I don't know. So that's my argument to that, where it's like, there is a difference between like what we've seen in the past with relationships versus like what Luka and Jess are. Oh my God.
Yeah. But at the same time, there's so much we don't see.
I know.
And like even when Max was throwing a fit.
Okay. Pause. Another peanut intermission. Now we have a bed that's right here. This is a guest bed. He's on the headboard of the guest bed, which is made of like cloth, right? Like the same thing as like these chairs. Like and he's scratching it. I wish we could turn the camera. Like I wish we had a camera guy.
Yeah.
Because it would be so good. Because I can't even explain how he's balancing on that right now.
He's going to fall and it's going to be funny because he's not going to get hurt.
Now he's looking at it like, how did I get up here?
I don't know how he got up there.
He does stuff like that. He'll do crazier things than that.
And then you got Nomad just laying, taking a nap.
I know, this is... we were fooled, okay? We saw Nomad and we're like, that's fine. He's going to be fine. He's just going to lay there.
We forgot Peanut as a...
Yeah, we forgot Peanut.
Yeah.
It's more me because I know that when I start talking, so I have a teletherapy job, or like a work from home.
She's a telemarketer.
Yeah. And every time I'm in my office, if I leave the door open, if I'm quiet, the cat he'll go do his own thing. If I start talking, he's like immediately in here.
Oh, yeah.
So I should have known that when we started talking, he was going to be like, boing.
That's how Ollie is.
Yep.
He thinks every phone call I get is Dad saying, let Ollie out, I'm taking him.
His friends calling.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Okay. So we disagree on that.
Yeah. So what I was saying was, I find it hard to believe that Sandy didn't get wind of it.
Yeah.
Because like you saw where Max is in the bridge, when they're talking about the food and he lied to Sandy, they're all just kind of hanging out in there.
Yeah, but I also know the type of guy that Luka is, and he's not ever talking about Jess to Captain Sandy.
No, but I feel like Laura wouldn't either.
Lara.
What did I say?
Laura.
Laura.
Think of it. Her name is Lara. So say that like it's spelled.
Lara.
Lara. Yeah, Lara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt me.
Okay.
Okay. I'm 33% of this podcast.
But no, I think there is a total reality that Captain Sandy had never seen them like being. She doesn't see them on nights out. Yeah.
And the other thing though is when after she finds out, after Luka tells her in her interview, she's like, "Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game," and like winks, and it's like that could go either way. That is true.
She did say that, and I was like, "What does that mean?"
It means
like I know what the phrase means, but I'm like, well, how does it apply with Captain Sandy saying it?
She was getting bored, wanted to stir up the pot. No, I don't know. It could go either way.
I don't think she even knew. So that was funny. And then everybody was like, oh my God, like, to Jess, basically like, Jess, are you mad? And Jess was basically deciding whether she was going to be mad or not.
Oh,
Spoiler alert, she ends up not being.
Well, she was for a while and then talked a bunch of shit and then immediately forgave him.
Yeah.
Once he talked to her.
Yeah. Your eyes match your hat perfectly.
Cheap?
No, the color.
My hat?
Yeah.
Isn't this tan?
Yeah, but like it looks, I don't know.
This sweatshirt makes my eyes like pop, I think.
Yep.
Because whenever I wear it, like not every time, but like a lot of the time, all the time.
Every 3 days I wear this sweatshirt. I only have 3 in rotation.
It's really true. You find a good sweatshirt, you wear it.
Yeah. Every time we record this, I'm like, have I worn this exact same outfit before?
I bet I've worn the same outfit probably 5 times.
Everybody on YouTube, tell me, have I worn this yellow sweatshirt before? Because I don't think I have, but...
No, because you always wear dark stuff, and I'm like, damn it.
Well, yellow's good.
Yeah, yellow's really good for the thumbnails,
yeah.
But when you wear dark stuff, I'm like,
well, I'll start wearing bright stuff.
Yeah, I keep meaning to tell you that.
There we go.
And then I don't tell you, and I'm like, damn it.
What a perfect time.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Lara's bartending story, I was like, LOL. Just that quick, like...
She's like, oh, yeah.
We were basically strippers, and we made a lot of money, and I was like, you go, girl.
Yeah, I mean...
anything to take their money.
You're gonna make more money. Yeah, just smart business.
What is the cat doing? I'm sure you guys can hear this right now. He's like messing with the closet door now.
What?
This cat, if anybody that's listening has a cat, this cat is so opposite of like any cat I've ever had. He doesn't sleep. Does anybody else have a cat that like really that is so unheard of to me. But he is always walking around my house, getting into stuff. So I'm just going to keep talking. Like, what's he doing?
I don't know. He disappeared.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's get into the blindfolded small plate dinner, the dining in the dark. What do you think?
That's what it's called. Let me find my
loved
notes.
that. Like, I love that idea. What? Oh, no.
You want to hear my first note on dining in the dark?
What?
Stupid idea.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's stupid?
I think it's dumb to do it with blindfolds.
What, you just going to close your eyes?
No, yeah. And then if I want to see something, I open my eyes. No, I don't know.
So here's my argument for you, like for that point. I think Chef Jack didn't put as much work into the food.
Yeah, you're kind of getting robbed because he would have made the same dishes, but they just would have looked better.
No, I don't think he would have made the same dishes because he even made the point that like you want things that are bursting with flavor that are like recognizable. So when I think of like a 5-star dinner or whatever, if we were to just tell Chef Jack, make whatever you want, he's going to make things that he's going to put things in that dish that we couldn't even pick out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for dining in the dark, he's doing things that they know the guests are going to pick out, like ribeye with peppercorn sauce. You're going to make it like, okay, that's a ribeye, and okay, the sauce is very peppery. Boom.
Yeah, even though the guy was like, there's no way this is ribeye.
Right.
And they're like, it's ribeye. He's like, what?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just, I mean, he didn't cop out, like make these super boring, but like, I get what you're saying. I think it's a cool concept. I don't know that I would do it on a yacht.
Yeah. I think it's a really cool idea if like you're like downtown and you're like, oh, I got reservations at this place. It's dinner in the dark.
Yes.
And like, oh, that's something to try. But I wouldn't do it on a boat
if I had my own private chef.
With a private chef.
Yeah.
That like they've never really done this before. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I like the idea, but I probably wouldn't do it on a yacht.
No.
There we go. Did you want to go through the food?
Sure.
Okay, what do we got first?
What was it? How do you pronounce that?
Oysters.
The first word, top left.
It's either...
Is it mignette?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's my guess.
Mignette sauce and oysters. They really like that.
And they guessed it.
Yeah.
Which the sauce, I was like, dang. Because I've never even heard of that sauce before. Shows how unfancy I am.
It is actually like a sweet and sour sauce, a blend of vinegars, onions, and sugar, and a couple other things. But
so I would have just said sweet and sour sauce.
Oh, and I think lemon juice.
That makes sense. That sounds like a sweet and sour sauce.
And basically it works well with oysters. The flavors mix well. And because oysters are more like salty and like earthy.
Yeah. I would try an oyster like on a yacht or at like a super fancy restaurant, but I don't want to try an oyster.
I wouldn't eat an oyster in a landlocked state. I'll tell you that for free.
No. Same with escargot. Unless I'm at a fancy French restaurant, I'm not eating that.
What is escargot again?
Snails.
Oh, yeah, fuck that. Yeah,
I have eaten that.
I'm not eating that anywhere outside of France.
No, I'm not.
No.
So, anywho, what's next?
We had yellowtail with saffron sauce.
Lemon saffron sauce.
And yellowtail is similar to mahi-mahi, which is my favorite fish
I
to
love
eat.
mahi-mahi
Love
too.
mahi-mahi, big fan.
Big fan.
Has a mild sweet flavor, the fish does,
Mm-hmm.
and it works well with, I keep clicking this, with the saffron, which is earthy, sweet, and bitter. I don't know how all at the same time, but that's what the internet told me.
Yeah, that sounds good, actually.
And I'm assuming it's a butter sauce.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
It has to be with fish.
They had a little bit of a tough time eating this one, but they got through it.
Yeah, and it was more just that they had blindfolds on.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Which
yes.
is why I think it's kind of stupid.
Fish is hard to eat anyways when it's flaky like that.
Oh, yeah.
You have to basically just kind of scoop it into your mouth, and in a blindfold, forget it.
Yeah, I mean, they show the one guy.
He's putting it.
Yeah, he's got like a mouthful of fish, and then it just falls in his lap. I'm like, just take the blindfold off. You're on a
You're
boat.
already eating it.
Yeah.
That's my thing is like once they like figured out what it was, they could have taken the blindfolds off.
That would have been, I would have been fully behind that because you want like
the surprise
to take away your senses and like really taste the food. And once you have a bite and everyone figures it out, okay, take the blindfold off and just eat it like an adult.
Then put it back on.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a point. I didn't even think of that till now. All right. What's the third course?
Main course. Ribeye and peppercorn sauce.
Yeah. I mean, pretty simple-ish.
Yeah. I mean, ribeye is a really good cut of beef, and peppercorn sauce
goes well with a steak.
It does, and it's a bitch and a half to make.
Really?
Yeah. I suck at making sauces, like pan sauces.
Oh.
I'm so bad at it.
Yeah.
That and poached eggs.
We already know about the poached eggs.
Oh,
so.
Poached eggs can catch these hands. I swear to God.
And then dessert.
I was hoping that you would comment on that. It's chocolate mousse and poached pear.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't do any. I just wrote down what it was. I can imagine that they go well together. I'm a big fan of chocolate with fruit. I love like chocolate raspberry combo. Anything like that I will eat that. I love like chocolate strawberry, but I can't say I've ever had chocolate pear.
Yeah, that's a new one.
But I imagine it was good.
Is chocolate mousse, is that like dark chocolate? Light chocolate?
I don't know.
Is it just all?
The one he made was dark or milk. But I'm guessing it's more on the bitter side because especially if he did the pear, which is like sweet, it was probably kind of a bitter dark chocolate mousse. Okay. That would be my guess, but Chef Jack would have to let us know for sure.
We'll ask him.
I really do hope we have him on. I feel like
that'd be really cool. I would be very excited for that.
I would too. I feel like we could all have a glass of wine.
Oh, yeah.
And just hang out.
If we did get him on the podcast, it would be like a 3-hour podcast.
I know. And when we keep saying this, but we're actually just lazy. But like if we had people on, like I don't want it to just be like, hello, here are my questions. Like I literally just want to hang out.
I would probably write down like maybe 5 to 10 questions if the conversation was really stalling. Yeah. But I'd rather just like sit and talk. I know. And I'd rather what I would most want to know is like stuff outside of the show. Yeah. I wouldn't be like, so Luka, you and Jess, what's that about? What did you think about Luka and Jet? Like, I don't really give a fuck about that. I'd be like, Luka, like, did you want to kick the shit out of that guest that came down to the crew mess or the crew quarters? Yeah. So questions like that. But then other than that, like, I'm like, let's talk about what your life has looked like for 20 years. Like, what? Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather talk about that. But we're going to get guests on. Maybe one day. Can someone do it for us? We're not that work popular for free. Do you want to work for free? How about an unpaid internship? We are not a business. Well, unpaid internship. Hey, it's off. The offer's out there. And I can't even remember where we were at. Oh, okay. So that was basically the dinner. Overall, they liked it, which I was happy about because I was like, oh, I don't want them to complain again. But they didn't. They liked it. Because it was their dumb idea. I know. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, back to the whole like Luka. Well, I just have down Luka texted Natalia that he missed her, which I was like,
yeah, he's playing the field.
yeah, whatever, I guess. Lily makes some guac. We already talked about that.
Yeah. Max knew where nothing was, which can't really fault him. He's a deckhand.
He was very enthusiastic, and I'm going to give him
Yeah.
that. He was really happy to help.
He was.
Yeah. And now Lily's a chef.
Yeah.
So I bet the guac was good.
Yeah, that just reminds me of the episode we talked about that. I went like this with my iPad, and on the episode, it's just a blur. But I think we recorded on a Thursday, and I was watching it at like midnight. I'm like, I don't have time to do this.
Oh.
Yeah, I felt so bad because there was like 3 or 4 times where I could have just put a quick edit in that would make more sense, but it takes forever to render the videos.
You always have such high hopes for yourself when you're editing, and then you're like,
I do.
I don't want to do this.
Literally, one of my like the personal videos, not personal, but my YouTube channel that you will never find out what it is. I'm like 2 minutes in, and I've worked like 3 hours on it.
Oh my God.
And I still hate it.
I hate all of it. Oh man, I could never. So yeah, we're like basically at the end of the charter. Lara's not feeling well, like we talked about. However, Kyle's feeling better. Which I'm glad. Like, I'm glad that he's not having the migraines anymore. I said Jess decides she doesn't give a fuck and is gonna keep hooking up with Luka.
Yeah.
Good for her. $32,000 tip.
That's a big tip.
For real. And it's so nice of them though. I hope it's not scripted. Like, I hope they act. Who knows? Like,
yeah. I kind of thought that too. I'm like, did they just kind of bump it in there?
Yes.
But
whatever.
I'm not going to take it away from them because I don't know.
Yeah, let's act like it's real. It was really nice because number one, they did have some complaints like about big gay breakfast, and then Kyle was like not there, and they really liked Kyle, and so they could have been a little upset, which I guess that would have been unfair of them because Kyle couldn't help that he didn't feel good. Yeah,
we kind of forget sometimes that these people act like normal people from time to time.
Yeah.
Or like you can't blame them. Kyle has migraines.
Exactly. Right. So yeah, I was really happy for them. So Lara and Max don't go out. They stay in because Lara doesn't feel well and Max just doesn't want to go out, I guess. He is just so odd.
Yeah. And at first I was like, that's really weird, dude. But like sometimes you just want to hang out by yourself. Like Down Under.
Yeah.
Captain Jason looked like he was having the time of his life when they would go out or have like a day off. Yeah. He was just booing. He was having a good time.
I know. Aisha would always go out, but she'd go to bed right when they got back.
Yeah.
Because she just wanted to hang out.
She would eat 2 packets of ramen and go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. And I say odd not in a negative way. He's just hard to figure out.
Yeah.
That's like the more accurate. Guy's hard to figure out. What else? Oh, the crew night goes well. I don't really have much notes on the crew night. Like they were just partying and dancing and stuff. And then Lily crawls in Max's bed and he's like, "No."
He really was. He's like, "No, stay down there.
You stink."
Yeah. In his interview, he's like, she smells
stunk.
like alcohol and cigarettes. Turn your head 45 degrees when you say something to me. I'm like, that's funny. All right. That's pretty funny.
I know. I'd feel the same way though. It'd be like, I don't want to smell you, please.
Yeah, especially if you're sober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're sober, yeah. So nothing happens there. I mean, she just crawls up there and I think she eventually crawls back down and sleeps under him. Not under him, but in the bunk under him because of Jess and Luka hooking up.
Oh, yeah.
That's why she was like sleeping in there.
Oh, I did not put that together.
Which I would never sleep in someone else's bed like that.
No, I hate it.
Maybe it's because I'm old. Maybe at 21, 22, I would have.
Well, yeah, back then, anything flat that's soft, forget about it. It's my new home. But yeah, sleeping in another person's bed is like, it's a bed, but it smells.
It smells like them.
It smells like them, and you're like,
which could be good or bad or nothing.
It's rarely good. Rarely good.
The only time I guess it'd be good is if it was like perfumey, but even then it's someone else's scent and it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that until now, but I'm like, no. Well, I guess if I was super drunk too, like Lily was.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Flat surface. Yeah.
Yeah, flat. So Captain has to get Lara off the boat because she is sick.
Dying.
And then she's texting Haley, and Haley basically was like, "Can I call you?" And then that's where it ends.
Dun dun.
Dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Oh, that's a whole different show.
Yep. That's a great show.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
There's a podcast that recaps all of the SVUs. You know how many SVUs there are? Thousands.
Is it called Below SVU or Experts?
It's called...
That was a horrible joke.
Shoot. I would say the name if I could think of it. That's Messed Up. I think that's what it's called. If it's not, shout out to that podcast. But no, I'm pretty sure it's called That's Messed Up, and they recap. I have never listened to it, but I follow it like I'm going to listen to it one day.
Yeah, that's like you break your leg and you're like sitting on the couch for 6 months. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You watch an episode, you listen to people talk about it.
Ooh, I should do that.
Break
there are
your
so
leg?
many things. No, there are so many things I should do. Like that would be fun if I watched an episode. A lot of times I will read a book of an author that's like on a podcast before I listen to the episode.
Oh, yeah, that's like a popular thing. Like you watch the episode and then you listen to the podcast.
Oh yeah, that's like a thing people do.
Yeah, did you not know that?
No, I'm not acting like I thought of it. I'm not acting like I thought of it. I'm just saying I should do it more.
This is what this show's about. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm saying I should... I'm saying I should watch an episode of SVU.
Yeah.
And then I should go listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I don't actively do that like as a listener. I'm not saying like I should do it more as a podcaster.
Okay, yeah. Usually we're on the same like wavelength, but
We were
every
not
now and
there.
then we're just like
Every now and then it's completely opposite.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like I should do that more instead of like I literally just watch a bunch of reruns of Whose Line Is It Anyway.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
But also my new obsession is F1.
Really?
Did you know that?
No.
We've watched every season of Drive to Survive. Okay.
Okay, that's not F1.
No. Yes, it is.
You're not watching like racing highlights. You're watching the drama behind it.
So no, I'm trying to explain.
I don't believe. No,
So what we did was we watched every season of Drive to Survive. So the most recent season of Drive to Survive is only 2022 because they haven't dropped 2023 yet. Mm-hmm. So we watched all of that, and then now we're watching the 2023 race highlights. So yeah, I am an F1 fan. Keep laughing. I know all their names, and I could tell you what team they're on. You should test me. You don't even know.
Ferrari.
Who drives for Ferrari currently?
Yeah.
Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz.
Colgate.
Not a team.
Almost got you.
Give me one more team.
Lucas Oil.
Not a team.
You sure? Pretty sure that's a thing.
Lucas Oil.
Pretty sure that's a thing. Carhartt. Okay, I know that's not a thing. I feel like I'm on the spot right now.
Red Bull.
No, you already know that one.
Next, Verstappen and Checo, which is Perez. What's his first name?
What is his first name?
His last name is Perez. They call him Checo, but I'm blanking on his first name.
Audi.
Audi doesn't have a team.
Why?
Who
has these teams?
Mercedes. What other car brands?
Walmart.
Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo. Those are all cars. Mm-hmm. McLaren. I like McLaren, actually. I'm actually torn on McLaren because I like their team principle sometimes, but I really like their drivers. I don't know.
All right. Well, you seem like you know what you're talking about.
Yep, I do. So I'm a big F1 fan now. I guess we can wrap up the episode. So coming up on, Luca's still texting Natalia. Jack is on the phone with Natalia, and she's going to come, and we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think we basically covered this, but I think Jess and Katie are into Luca. Luca's into Natalia.
Jess and Katie are into Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we've seen at least.
Yeah.
We don't even, I don't know, we've literally gotten barely anything from Katie. We can't even like really accuse Katie of wanting him if she's just texting him like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
I feel like it started, and we actually don't know because of the editing. They literally could have had like 2 text conversations.
I know. They're really clever with their editing.
They are, because sometimes we'll see the text and I'm like, wait a minute, we've seen that text before. And you're trying to make it out that they're texting like that right now when that was like 2 episodes ago, which I know, again, it's only like days, but still.
Yeah, that and like they're not scared to skirt a line. I noticed when I rewatched, you know, when Jess and Luka go to the captain's office to talk it over, and Toomey's like, that's why you don't date a fucking Scorpio. She did not say that.
Really?
Yeah, if you watch closely, she says the first part, but then they cut the audio and they use subtitles. So your brain tells you what you hear.
Yeah.
But
somebody rewatch that and let us know if Lane's right. If it looks like she's not saying like, what, fucking Scorpio?
Yeah, and if I'm wrong, just don't say anything.
Don't be mean to me.
Don't be mean to me.
That's the tagline of our podcast. Just don't be mean to me.
Yeah, don't be mean to her. I can take it.
Yeah, that's what we said a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, and still no one.
But you know what? I'm off social media.
Oh, shit.
Well, obviously you could still be mean in the comments in the YouTube, and I would see those, so please don't be mean there. But
yeah.
I barely look at those now either.
That's good.
But it's been a couple weeks, so I don't know. Maybe it's been so long.
What is it?
But no, I'm off social media. I deleted all my social media apps. I just have LinkedIn, which riveting.
Yeah. You can hang out with Kyler.
Kyler tells me happy birthday on there every year.
Does he really?
Can't text me, but I'll say it on LinkedIn. So yeah, I don't have any of that, so this kind of pertains to the podcast, which I guess we can say on here. So now Lane is only going to be like kind of monitoring like the Instagram and TikTok. So like, don't be mean to him on there, number 1, but 2, that's a lot to keep up with. So they might not be updated like every week.
Yeah, and I need to log into all of those accounts. So bear with me.
But maybe you're going to start doing like more shorts though on like the YouTube. So that would be fun. But anywho, that's just an update there. Yeah, what's the secret word? Or do you have anything else, I guess?
Yeah, there's really like nothing in the coming attractions.
No, just the whole Natalia thing, which could be something, could be nothing.
Which they've been showing us for like, what, 6 or 7 episodes?
I know, yeah.
Like literally an episode or 2 after she left.
Yeah.
Like, she's coming back. It's like, well, she probably hasn't left the area.
Yeah.
No, I got nothing.
For the secret word? You got nothing?
Trying to think of one right now. I always forget to write one down.
I have one that's just kind of like whatever.
Is it mashed potatoes?
It's just Happy New Year because this is our first episode of 2024.
I meant to say that earlier. Happy New Year, happy 2024.
Yeah. It's been good so far.
Yeah.
We are 10 days in.
Yeah, holy shit, 10 days.
10, it feels like it should actually be more than 10 days.
We got 355 left.
Yep. So do something with those 355 days. Whatever you want to do with them, just
start a podcast, but not about Below Deck, all right?
No, please do. Please do. So yeah, Happy New Year. We're glad to be back. We are sorry we didn't put out anything bonus. It just couldn't work. We were just really busy. So.
Yeah, we kept trying and it just didn't line up like we said earlier.
Yeah. So we owe you, whether it's between Below Deck or Below Deck Med and Below Deck, or later in like maybe February or something, but we'll give you something like that, like a Q&A. I guess if you have any like burning questions for us, let us know. But it'll just be like a fun.
Yeah, if you have any questions about us or about what we think of the show or anything, leave it in the comment.
Yeah. And if you leave it in the
leave it in the comment on the interweb.
There's only one. But no, yeah. So if you leave it in the comments, just know we're probably not going to answer it on YouTube. Like, we're not going to respond to the question. We're just going to keep it and answer it next time we do like a Q&A. So, all right. I think that's it for today. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for sticking with us. It's always a little nerve-wracking when you go on a break because you're like, oh, people are going to lose interest, but everybody stuck around. We didn't lose anybody.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you for that, and we will see you guys next week.
We'll see you then.